Hi, everyone. Welcome to the MrpTech Podcast. This is episode 3, and this is a podcast for my friends, my family, my students, or anybody else who may be interested in listening to me review multiple platforms and technologies to see what is best for you. Today, we're going to talk about video editors, and for those of you who have never used video editors before, it can be very handy, and it can also be very complicated depending on what your use type is. And so I'm going to talk about 2 different pieces of free software today that may help you out in the future. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is a video editor called Openshot. And Openshot is a free video editor that is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. And you can take your videos, your photos, your music files, and you can create them into a video or a slideshow, and from there you can easily export it to DVD or YouTube or Vimeo or any other of the online resources that you can upload videos to. So with Openshot, it's very simple to use, very similar to Audacity, and Audacity is an audio editor. You basically just drag your video clips and make a quick edit, and you can be done within just a few minutes. It's not an overly powerful tool, but if you have something that you just need something quickly edited and put out to another format, this is a great resource for you to do that with. To give you some background information, I was once at school and someone needed a student video quickly cut and pasted into another file format so that they could play it out over our projector at school, and leaving out one section that they didn't want in the video. And so one of the things I knew how to do was that very easy thing. I just split the video quickly, the parts that they didn't want, re-put the video back together using Openshot, and then exported it to a video file, and I was done within a matter of minutes. And Openshot is a great tool for something as easy as that. So if you have a video from an iPhone or an Android tablet or something like that, and you just want to quickly edit that video in something that's a little more powerful than mobile video apps, Openshot would be a great choice for that. If you're looking for something that's a little more powerful, another free video application that is great to use is a program called Lightworks. And Lightworks is much more powerful, and with that, it's going to be much more complicated to learn. There's a steep learning curve for this. However, once you learn how to use the software, it really can do just about anything that you want it to do. So what Lightworks is a Emmy award-winning professional non-linear editing software, and it can support resolutions all the way up to 4K. You can do standard definition and high definition, and Lightworks has been used to create movies, actual movies in Hollywood. Most recently, The Wolf of Wall Street, and there's a few other movies out there like Pulp Fiction and Hugo and The King's Speech, and a lot more movies out there that have used this software to edit their films. And so it's got a proud heritage, it's got a long history, and has many features that someone who's looking to do a little bit more with their editing, they can do much more with Lightworks. And so Lightworks, they have training on their website. There is some video tutorials on how to learn their editing software. It is much different than any other video editor out there. For instance, it's Openshot and Lightworks look completely different. Openshot is more similar to various other videos out there. For instance, I use iMovie sometimes, and there's other programs out there like Sony Vegas that are more powerful. These 2 programs are free. Sony Vegas used to cost upwards of $1,000. I'm not sure what the price is now. So you have 2 very different video editors here that are both free. They're both available for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and they're both something that is very easy to learn if you spend a little time with them. So for Openshot, you can find them at www.openshot.org, and you can click on the download button and then select what your operating system is, whether you're on Windows, Mac, or if you're using Linux. And Lightworks is www.lwks.com. That's Lightworks, lwks.com. So again, these are both really powerful tools, and they both do different things. Openshot I tend to use it for very simple, quick projects, whereas Lightworks I tend to use if I want to spend a little bit more time and I want to get a finely polished video. And so those two tools are something that I highly recommend for anyone who might be interested in video editing. Next up, I will briefly want to talk about the upcoming Apple event on Monday. And for those of you who don't know, Apple is doing a small keynote event on Monday afternoon on the East Coast, for those of us on the East Coast. And basically, they are expected to unveil a couple of different new devices. The first one being a 4-inch iPhone, and it's rumored to be called the iPhone 5 SE. It's supposed to be a 4-inch screen. There are many people out there who have older iPhones that don't like the larger screen, and so this phone is geared towards those people who want the smaller 4-inch screen. And it's not expected to be a huge seller, but that's one of the things that they're anticipating to talk about on Monday. And it's just another emerging market that Apple is trying to dive into, maybe getting back into the smaller screen market. And they're also expected to unveil a 9.7-inch iPad that's similar to the iPad Air, and it's rumored to be called the iPad Pro. Not the larger iPad Pro, but this will be a 9.7-inch iPad Pro, and it's going to include a smart keyboard and an Apple Pencil stylus. And we're looking for the announcement to be made again on Monday. And so on top of that, they're also expected to unveil some additional watch bands for the Apple Watch. They're not expected to come out with the Apple Watch 2 as of yet. But so just a very small event. They may talk about a few other things, but it's sort of in a precursor to the larger event that's going to happen in September, where they unveil the next line of iPhone 7 and probably other products there as well. They may unveil a new model of MacBook Pro or MacBooks or MacBook Air at the event on Monday, but we're not really sure about that at this point. Those are just rumors that are unconfirmed at this point. But there are a couple new devices coming out, and I'll probably do another very quick review of the Apple event once we have seen what actually happened. So we're excited to watch that event on Monday and watch what unfolds and what comes out of that. Also, we have been working hard here on our podcasting. If you've listened to the first few podcasts, we have been sort of testing the waters, testing our RSS feeds. And one of the things that I'm going to do over the next few days and weeks is I'm going to get a very rough website up. I'm probably going to just use a free website creator at this point, and that'll give me room to develop and to improve over the next few weeks and months. And so we're looking to kind of expand just a little bit. If you've never heard of this podcast before, you could also check out our Facebook page. It's MrpTech Reviews, where I post videos and reviews of things that I'm interested in. We recently reviewed VLC and Audacity, and I'm going to be posting articles I'm interested in as well there. I also have a YouTube channel. It's MrpTech Reviews. And you can also email us some feedback and give us some show ideas, mrptechreviews@gmail.com. So please send me feedback. Give me ideas for future shows and give me a way to improve what I'm doing. Again, there are various reasons why I do this podcast, and some of them are for my family and friends and students. And at the same time, I'm learning how to use the audio equipment here, and just giving a platform for me to talk about things I'm interested in, and hopefully you're interested in it too. So send me your ideas. We'd be glad to talk about those ideas. And if you got any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will discuss those on the podcast. And in the future, our podcasts are going to go a little bit more in depth. Again, we are still testing the waters here, and I'd love to go in depth on all the things I've talked about so far with VLC and Audacity. And last podcast, we talked about Kodi and LibreOffice. And this episode, we talked about Openshot and Lightworks. So we got a lot to talk about. And again, we plan on going in depth in the future. So thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.